eventually I want you all to learn that kind of same thing. I think that would be really cool. Today's Fluffy Hair Day. I'm enjoying the pandemic hair grow out. And as a matter of fact, I realized that over the 11 weeks of that we've now had, this is the end of the, we've now had 11 weeks in the tank, that are, you could actually track from the videos all of our hair growth. How many of you have had haircuts during the lockdown, like from a parent or from a, yeah. One person has had a haircut. I have not had a haircut since March, and it feels pretty cool. So kudos to you who have, kudos to you who have not and are sort of going for it. Oh, I see. I guess, yeah, some people are showing off their hair, like, that looks fantastic. Yeah, that's right. That's great. And it definitely has a different, like, it has a different personality as it grows, you know? Yeah, it's like, it does different things. Eventually, I'm going to go with the down style, like some of you have as well. And we'll just point it down and maybe go over faces and stuff. But anyway, that's, that is my... We're talking, for those of you who have just arrived, we're talking about how our hair has grown over the 11 weeks of class. And only one person has had a haircut during this time. So that's pretty crazy. So what I'd like to do is start with scales, and then we're going to go back to this Georgia on my mind, and I'm going to show you how to walk. Like I was doing at the beginning of the class, at the beginning of the recording of this video. It's not just the chord, the bass note, the root of the chord that you play, but sometimes you can play other ones as well. So let's first kick in with 3 octaves of total goodness in the C major scale realm. Yeah, there we go. And let me make sure that I have also this little coarse little window so I can toggle between different things. And then we're going to go, I'm going to share a screen with you. And we are on G major, doing 3 octaves. So with that in mind, here is that set. Yep. And yep. All right, so everybody, so as we gather around over here, I'm going to show you the scale in 3 octaves. I think those of you who were on our second week back in March probably also did this scale. And it's these top 2 lines right here in the screen share. We're going to go up to treble clef. Those of you who are a little bit new to treble clef, this is the continuation of bass clef going up. So this is a D, 4th finger, and then here's our first finger E, and then we're going to go up to F sharp, and then we're going to have a series of patterns of fingerings. Oh, hang in there. Those of you who have your microphone on. Maybe I'll figure out who needs to be. Okay, good. So then once you get up to this G, then we have 1 octave, and the pattern for playing on 1 string is typically some variation of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's just kind of what we do as cellists. So because our 2 fingers are quite strong and they're really quite adept. So we're going to use a 1, 2, and then a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, and 3 at the very end because we're lazy. And we don't want to go up to another shift in order to reach it. So here it is. Let's play. Let's tune first. And D. And G. Say if your cello sits in a climate controlled room and it never moves, I imagine that unless you've got a cat that comes and unwinds the tuning pegs, then the instrument will probably stay in tune. So let's start with the very first note over here on this G, and away we go. Here. Treble clef. Now we go to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then back down, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 4. 2, 1, open, 4, 3, 1, open, 4, 3, 1, open. Good. So that's our opening salvo. And let's now put this into a tempo where we play this roughly about this fast. 1, 2, ready, and 4, open, 1, 3. First finger, first finger, first finger, third, second, second, fourth, fourth, open, okay, who wants to go fast? Somebody want to go really fast? All right, we got some people. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who wants to go faster still? Yeah, you want to try it? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who wants to go twice as fast as that? Anybody? I say, why not, right? Let me go, let's go over, did anybody try it? Anybody try it? Oh yeah, there we go. I like to see that. That's great. So next is let's go over here to the arpeggio side, and we're gonna go find this G major one. I have a little answer key right here because I'm looking for the number of sharps. Okay, then I'm going to expand this page and move it over. Okay, so this is the music that we'll play, and here is the trick. We are gonna go. Oh my, this is a weird one. All right, are you ready? This is gonna be a hoop. So what we're gonna do is a whole series of movements with the thumb. And so the first octave all happens on the third string, G string. We're going to do open, 1, 4, then we're going to put our thumb on this octave, okay? Then we're going to go up to second string, and then instead of playing the G with the third finger as an octave, we're going to move again, and then we're going to play the top octave right here. Okay? So it's going to look like this. Oh, let me just show you on the screen. All right, so here is this. Thumb, 4. I say go for it. This will be fun. The other option is no, or but that's not written down. Let me go back to the screen share. There are a couple of different ways to get into a 3-octave arpeggio, but let's do the one that's written down. And here it is. All right, we're going to play the open G. Then we're going to go into second position and play a B, first finger. Then we're going to play the fourth finger from that same position. Now then, everybody slide up to the G harmonic, and you can actually just rest the thumb on that. It'll sound like good. Then you can press it down, and if you're in the right spot, it'll be the same note. Then second finger, thumb. Also can be a position. So we're playing these D's as at the octave spot. Go ahead and take your thumb out as if you're going to hitchhike a little bit, okay? And then lay it down over here onto the strings as if you're going to hitchhike sideways, and then you play the harmonic, and you can play a double stop harmonic with D and G. Okay, so if we're playing that G, then a second finger B, and then a D. Now we're going to slide up into no man's land where we have to find a G. And I'm going to have my thumb on the A string and D string this time. Okay, and my thumb is on a G that's up here. And then we play 2, and then a thumb, and then a 3. Crazy, huh? And then coming back down, thumb, 2, thumb, thumb, 2, thumb, now back to fourth finger, and 1, and open. Now I do challenge you all to try these things, because I can't hear you. And so there is no problem with playing the wrong notes. Yeah, all you have to do is sort of say, oh, well, he's kind of playing this note, and it looks like he's doing this kind of thing. We'll figure it out. The idea is just to jump in and try it, because there is absolutely no downside to making a mistake. You know, like when you're in a real class, we'll call it PC, or BC, before COVID, right? You'd sit in a class and the teacher would say, now play this, or, and you'd think, oh, everybody can hear me, but not in Zoom. So let's make sure that we're trying this stuff out. Okay, here we go. One more time on the G major 3-octave arpeggio. Here it is. Open. Second position, first finger. Fourth finger. Now we go to thumb and second finger. Thumb. Slide up another thumb. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, 2, and thumb, and 3. Go back down. Thumb, 2, thumb, thumb. There's a lot of thumbs in this one. 2, thumb, and now back into normal positions. 4, 1, and thumb. Okay. So those of you who are thinking like, oh, well, when would we ever need this? There is actually a passage, I think it's in the Schumann concerto, that requires this. Yeah, it'll be handy. It'll be handy. If you keep at this cello thing, you'll eventually run into this as a musical passage. Yeah, there's ways around it. The idea for shifting is that let's everybody take your entire arm and go up and over the cello. Let me bring back that. Let me so you can see me. I'd like to see your whole elbow sort of push your arm up and over the cello. Wah! Yep. And think of the elbow as being what actually moves your arm up there. Like there's maybe a little brain in here inside that says, okay, we got to go up to third position, and here's the relay right up here. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because the muscles for your fingers are actually right in here. This is in your forearm. And so if you you can test these out by like making a fist and feeling that tension here. And so what you want to do is have a sort of a straight line and a lot of freedom of movement between these fingers and these muscles right here to get this to work. Okay. So when I think about moving, I think about the elbow moving. When I shift, the elbow moves. When I think about vibrato, and let's try a little bit of vibrato. When I think about vibrato, then the entire arm moves from here. Okay. We got this kind of motion is the basis for vibrato. Okay. So first off, let's do. Oops. Sorry, that was my mic. I just hit it. Let's go. Let's just slide up on a G 2 octaves. Okay, any finger you want. And make the elbow do your work. Yeah, I see some great movement here. Great, let's do a first finger on the C string, same G, and let's also do 2 octaves here. This is on the C string, your lowest string. And just for fun, let's do the D string, G right here on the, where you'd normally put your 4th finger. Ready, everybody? And... And then, here's the fun part. Let's start on this G, on the A string. Everybody see if you can find it. With whatever finger you like. And we're going to now slide up 2 octaves here. And that should be off your fingerboard. Let's try that again. Now with that, sometimes I get a little bit of rosin on my fingers. See if you can make a big wide vibrato up here. And then go to the D string, G, and do a vibrato like this with the whole arm. Imagine this movement right here, like, hey, you're knocking on the door. Hey, quit using the bathroom for so long if you've got a sibling, right? Okay, and then I'm going to do it over here. Same G. On the G string. And then I'm going to try this G down here on the C string. And I'm trying vibrato here. And so the motion here is very much like the thumb goes with, the whole hand goes with, and you are and you're playing a vibrato, you're widening out the pitch. And so you're actually widening out what we hear, and it makes it seem louder. That's why vibrato exists, is because it makes you pop out ahead of the of other players. So it was used by opera singers, and it's used by soloists, and you don't hear it too much in pop music anymore, but that may come back. When I was your age, vibrato was still quite prevalent in pop music, and artists like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey had wonderful vibratos, but that's not a thing these days, but it may come back as a style. Okay, now I promised you that I'd teach you how to walk on, do a walking bass line, like a jazz walking bass line. And so I've got to find the score that I was working with. Here it is. Georgia on My Mind. And I'm going to share a screen right now. Okay. And, yep. All right. So on this one, I'm going to move this, all of you all around just a little bit, over like this. And we could do, we have a G note there, and then we have a B here, okay? And the main notes that you use are the root note and of each chord, and then 5 steps higher, okay? And we'll get into that. And then sometimes I'll use the note that is like a half step away from the target note that I'm going to. So if I have a B natural right here, then I might play either a C in this beat before, or a B flat or A sharp in this beat before, okay? And then I might also play a D, because that's 5 steps above, okay? So for instance, if I were to play this measure right here, I could go G, 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 B, 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 and that is a totally viable bass line, okay? You'll find that quite a lot. Now, we can also then alternate the root and the 5. So I might try this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm playing the root and then 5 steps above, and this can be done quite nicely with a barring, if you bar the fingers over, and so that'll look kind of like this. So these are open. Then I just lay a 3rd finger over the D string and the G string. And this might require a little bit of extra thumb pressure to get that. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to screen sharing and show you the notes. So this is G, D, G, D, B, F sharp, B, F sharp. And then you can pretty much get by with just doing E, E, D, D, C sharp, C sharp, C natural. Let's try that. Ready, everybody? So it's going to go G, D, G, D, B, F sharp, B, F sharp. And then E, E, D, D, C, 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 C. Ready? And G, D, G, D, B, F, B, F, E, E, D, D, C, C, C natural. Right? And then we can just follow that circle of fifths as we go down like this. B, E, E, A, D, D, right? Ooh, it's morning. I don't generally have that low D singing wise. Maybe someday some of you will have that low D all the time, but I do not generally sing that low note. That's pretty cool. D, D, D. That's probably just a once per day kind of thing. Next. Now, let's be thinking about root and 5. It's kind of a counting game. where you're looking at every single chord that you see and you say, oh, I'm going to play 5 steps above that. And of course, in music math, there's no 0. So we're playing just plain old 5 steps above. The note that you're on counts as 1. Okay, so anybody want to chime in and tell me what 5 steps above this E is? Or you can type it in the chat if you want. Let me see if I've got the chat. Yes. Where's my chat? Oh, wait a second. I'm going to pause share for just a moment. There's my chat. Oh, yeah. Nice job, Ellie. Super good job on that one. Great. So it is a B, 5 steps above. Okay. And so theoretically, a person could do 5 steps above whatever lowest note that is. But these chords are going to be a little bit different. This is still an E chord, and this is an A chord. So, for instance, you might choose a different note, a different note that you might play rather than the 5 above this low note. So, for instance, I might play a B with a D. But you'll eventually get used to hearing, what note to play. But let's try this again, where we do G, D, G, D, B. And then those of you who want to, on beat 2, play a B right after the E and go for it. Here we go. Ready? And G, D, G, D, B, F, B, F, E, D, C sharp, C natural, and then let's go B, E, let's try root 5, root 5, root 5, root 5. Now check this out. This will be B, F sharp on beat 2, E, B, A, E, D, A, and then it'll do the same thing. We'll do the same thing over here. So it'll go B, E, A, B, A, E, D, and D, and then A. And I'm just sort of like flipping what they do, the relationship. Let's see here. The best way to do this would be to keep a thumb going. And I'll show you how this works. I'll do not a thumb, a bar over here. And then A, E, D. Okay? That's kind of how I would approach it. So first finger, 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 first finger. We're going to go from second position and then across strings and then to first position. Check it out. Okay, so I'm just barring over like this. And then I'm going to bar this one. And then it's going to do the same pattern over again. And then there is a different note. Let me show you that one at the end of the second one. This D7 sharp 5 means that instead of having a normal 5 steps up, it's going to have a sharpened one, which is going to be an A sharp. And this is a fairly complicated jazz theory thing. But what the heck? Y'all are really smart. Y'all are super smart. So the idea on a D7 sharp 5 is that you have a D and you have an A sharp instead of. Okay, so the first time through we do this straight across bar. Okay, so let's try that turnaround. It's going to be B, F sharp, E, B, A, E, D, A. Here we go. Ready? And B, F sharp. E, B, A, E, What do you think? Does that seem kind of wild? And then like it resolves, right? Okay. Um, we're I want you to be thinking about your role as a cello playing low notes. We spend a lot of time thinking about those of you who are taking lessons, thinking about the solo role of the cello. But the bass role is really cool too, both in the orchestra and in other kinds of ensembles. So you can find those notes and find any kind of lead sheet that you have at home, any kind of, say, pop music book that has like a piano part and a guitar chords. You can start to play those chords. So whether it be like a Taylor Swift "Shake It Off" or "Look What You Made Me Do" kind of that song, to Stereo Lab, to maybe your parents have gotten you into Rush or Led Zeppelin. All of those things are possible. And so with that, I bid you farewell. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.